Hi everyone, I'm Larissa Korolkovas. I am Brazilian and I work and I live in São Paulo. However, I do work with an American education institute called the New York Film Academy, which is a college of film, media, and performing arts. So I would like to start telling you guys a little bit about my story before going to college. So I studied until the end of my high school in the German school here in São Paulo. And it was awesome because it gave me the possibility to go to Germany during my high school. And this international exchange that I made in my 16 years old was very important because I realized how much I love to know different cultures, people, stories, to learn different languages and to communicate with people. Another very strong passion that I had during my high school was acting. I was part of my theater group from the school, and that was so amazing because it gave me the ability to talk to people. It gave me the ability to not be shy when I needed to give a presentation at work or at college. So I chose to study international relations at college. I studied here in São Paulo, but during my college period, I went to Michigan, Ann Arbor to study there so during college, I made some international exchange as well. I went to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I studied there for a year. And then I went to Universidade de Coimbra in Portugal, which is one of the oldest universities in Europe, to study economics. So I was very happy with my choice in international relations, but I realized that we are able to change paths, that we are able to like different things. And somehow those things are very connected. So during college and after I graduated, I worked in international companies, especially in German companies, which were amazing. I learned a lot. I learned how to work in the industry. I learned how to work in the corporative places, right? But then I realized that something was missing. I was always a very creative person, always trying to tell stories to people. I was always passionate about telling stories and to connecting with people and wanted to tell people something, give some message to people. So I realized that what I was doing for a hobby, which was acting, maybe could be a profession for me. So I applied to the New York Film Academy in New York City, and I took the 1-year conservatory for acting for film. And what was amazing at that time was that I was already graduated. I already had a diploma that I could rely on. And when I went to NYFA, which is how we call the New York Film Academy, I could enjoy at most the program and see how I could put both of those knowledge together. The program in the New York Film Academy, not just for acting, but all of them, they are very 360. So they are very complete, which is amazing because they teach you not just to learn about the study area, but also how to build your own project. So I was able not just to learn about acting, but also how to create my own project, how to direct, how to write, how to produce. So when I came back to Brazil, after 2 years living in New York City, working in the film industry there, I came back to Brazil and I started working in the film industry here in Brazil. Not just as an actress, but also as a producer, director, and a screenwriter. I started making my own projects. I started my own production company with another alumni from New York Film Academy. Nowadays, I do have my production company, which I work a lot with publicity, I do some short films, but I'm very glad to work with the New York Film Academy, which was the place that I studied before. And my job with the New York Film Academy as an outreach and admissions representative for Brazil. So I take care of all of our Brazilian fellows that wants to study with the New York Film Academy in New York, in Los Angeles, in Miami, in Italy, and Australia. Because we are international college, we have different campuses all over the world. This is something that I really think is important for you as a young person to understand, that sometimes we think we want to study something and we have all the skills and the abilities and we go for it. And later on, we feel that we change our mind and that we are looking for another path. And that's okay, because we are humans. And as humans, we're gonna change mind all over our life. This is very normal. But something that I learned, and I think is very useful, is that everything that you learn during your path, not just your major, not just the courses that you take during your life, but every choice that you make will lead you to who you're going to be. So for instance, I graduated in international relations. Then I chose to study acting for film in the New York Film Academy, where I learned also how to make a movie, how to make a film, how to direct, how to do my own projects. So when I came back to Brazil, I had my skills as international relation. I had my skills as a film director or with audiovisual, and I could put them together and I could work with them together. My job today with NIFA is a very good example of that. I could put those two things together and work my best. So as I was telling you, I think there is a combination of programs that you can take, that you can learn, that can lead you to a very good path, a very good career. In my case, I took classes for every specific thing in audiovisual, for film. So I took classes for screenwriting, for producing, for directing, for acting, of course. And I think that all of them, in combination with my major in international relations, with my conservatory in acting for film with the New York Film Academy, was essential for me to be able and to have the skills to do my work today. So what happens is that I know how the film industry works, not just in the US, but also here in Brazil. I already went to the New York Film Academy to study there, and I work with them right now. So you can imagine that I'm very passionate about the school. What I enjoy at most with my profession, well, as I told you before, I love people and I love dealing with people. I love to communicate with them. I love telling stories and to hear stories. As a film director, this is what I'm passionate about. Telling the world how I do feel inside of me. And also as an actress, it's so fun to just be able to be different characters all the time, be able to tell stories, to be the vehicle to tell a story. It's an amazing feeling. And as a professional from the New York Film Academy, it's just so good to be able to talk with students, to young people as you guys that are, starting their path or starting their careers and starting to plan their futures. It's so good to be able to help them. So good to share my experience and to literally be able to help them to go for their dreams. This is so so special. Well, we do have challenges, of course. Talking about the Brazilian film industry, we never had a lot of investment on it. So this is something that is, thanks God, is changing right now. And we are growing fast, and we are growing very well with amazing professionals that we used to have already, but didn't have investments to it. So artists, actors, film directors, they are starting to be recognized now. So being a freelancer, when we are talking about professionals that just work with the film industry, and it's not easy to be a freelancer. You need to build a name, you need to build a portfolio, you need to build a career, you need to get connections, to be there in the industry going after your dream. So it's hard, it's a very hard work, but it's worth it. And once you got inside this industry, it's much easier for you to go for it, and to be part of this film industry. When we're talking about my side of my professional working with the New York Film Academy, the biggest challenge for me is to be far away from my colleagues, because as I told you, I love be in touch with people. So I work here in São Paulo. My fellows works in New York. And Los Angeles and Miami. So not being with them all the time is I think for me is the biggest challenge. When we're talking about the film industry, I think you guys should understand that there's so many options for you. There's so many good options for you to go for it. So you can be a film director, you can write, so you can be a screenwriter and write stories. You can be a producer, an executive producer, and line producers, the person that goes after everything the project needs: money, space, equipment, cast, everything. We are talking about actors, which we cannot have a film without actors. We're talking about cinematographers that will capture the most beautiful image for us to see in a movie. We are talking about set designer, a makeup artist. We are talking about the gaffer, the editor. So there's so many possibilities for you when you go for film. There's so many ways that you can find yourself, and we need to remember that to build a project, to build a film, you cannot do it by yourself. You need to do it with a team. You need to be able to work as a team. So yeah, it's very fun indeed to work with film. And I'm really happy and I'm really glad that nowadays we're talking more about these opportunities. And something that I want you to remember is that maybe what you love as a hobby could be also your professional path, could be also your career. So think about that. Think about all the options that we have. And remember, we can change our minds. We can learn about different things and we can put all them together, and you're gonna understand why you chose all these different choices. Thank you guys. It was a pleasure to be here sharing a little bit about myself with you, and enjoy your day.